A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in Lantau. Lantau 70 is the race of the weekend here in Hong Kong. And as you can see, it's a little bit cloudy. It has been raining a bit over the night and the temperature is quite cool. So excellent conditions for this 11th edition of Lantau 70. And it promises to be a cracker. We have a lot of runners on the start list, more than the average in Hong Kong nowadays. So that's great to see. That also a classic race can still attract so many runners. And we also have a lot of competitive runners who will be aiming for top 10, for podium and for victory, including the reigning ATM champion Jeff Campbell. We'll be walking a bit across this corridor where we will have the start in about 15 minutes from now. We see Alex Nering here, who was second in VUM. Just 3 weeks ago, he was chasing John Ray Onifa all the way to the finish line, so it was a very impressive run by the British runner based here in Hong Kong and part of the T8 team. Where are we? We are at the Silvermine Beach Resort that you can see here. That's the new start and finish venue of Lantau 70. And next to me here is Steve Carr, famous from the Nine Dragons. That's the other Hong Kong race in the Asia Trail Master Series. Steve, a quick word before we focus on Lantau 70. The Nine Dragons has been 6 weeks, I think, since. And overall, what is your evaluation of your event this year?
Yeah, I think it went really well. Obviously, there's always things to improve on, and I think, Chris, you know that I'm a bit of a perfectionist. So there's lots of things to move on. Already working on next year's event. A couple of little tweaks here and there. I'm still kind of buzzing from it. It was, it's a great weekend for us, and yeah, it was really good fun.
It was indeed again a great weekend. We also know that many of the foreign runners who flew into Hong Kong for Nine Dragons were again mightily satisfied. It is a bit of a special event indeed. We know that you're also a very creative and innovative person. We are now at Lantau 70, which is one of the classic events, and I think you also appreciate the fact that this classic event still attracts so many people.
Yeah, I mean, I love this event. I ran it, I think, 10 years ago. It was one of my first ever ultras. Jeremy's a very close friend of mine. And it's a very special race in the calendar. It's a proper Hong Kong race put on in Hong Kong for Hong Kong people.
The weather today, it's quite cool. It's been raining. How will that affect the trails, you think?
I mean, for me, the big one is there's some steps off Lantau Peak, which when wet are pretty tough to navigate. There's a section just outside of Checkpoint 2 in Tai O, going over to the other side on Checkpoint 3. I don't think it's rained heavily overnight, but any rain on these sections, they're technical anyway. They're just going to make them a little bit more, let's say, fun to navigate.
Let's start with the women. Katrina Hamlin is here. She is a Lantau resident, former winner of this race. I think it was 2 years ago. Is she the woman to beat also for you?
Yeah. I think to be honest, like, this is home turf for her. She knows the course. She runs predominantly on the course as well. Super strong, great runner. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't see anyone going past her today. To be honest.
I was thinking of Angelica Ballo from the Philippines. She was second in your race last year, and she was racing last weekend. She did an 80-kilometer race in the Philippines, so we have to see how fresh she will be. But she could be. I think there's Angeli actually just running behind you. Angelica Ballo, so she could be a challenger maybe for Katrina, or you think Katrina will just be too strong?
I think the big thing is the first half of the race is predominantly, it's quite technical, big climbs, but then there is a 30k section of predominantly catchwater really fast. I think whoever gets onto that catchwater with freshest legs is the person who's going to win, like, to be honest. And Katerina, it's she's ran Hong Kong Marathon this year. She's done some other trail races. So she's I think she's prepped, to be honest.
There's a lot of trail runners in Hong Kong, of course, and many of them actually never really venture beyond Hong Kong. So are there any other local runners we should be aware of for today?
Obviously, you got Alex and Jeff at the front. You got a guy, I can't remember his surname, Connor, I think he was second or third, Nine Dragons 50k, 2 hour 20 minute marathon, half marathon, I think. Oh no, marathon. And he's super quick. He's the one where a few of us have kind of said one to look out for. Obviously, Christian is here as well. Be interested to see how Christian gets on. Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting.
Jeff Campbell won this race 2 years ago, basically by going downhill faster than anyone else at the time, faster than Macaneras, faster than Sherpa and the others. Do you think that anybody can follow Campbell like Alex Nering? I mean, is he that good already that he can also, just like he did 3 weeks ago in Vietnam, really give Campbell a run for his money?
Yeah, I think Alex and Jeff are the two to kind of. I think they'll be toe to toe for most of the race. I've got a lot of respect for how fast Alex has improved, and I think he's just going to get better. Obviously, Jeff's been around at a very high level for a long time. It would be shocking to see him not be right at the front. I just don't know how Jeff keeps his consistency. Like, it's incredible. But Alex is kind of maybe the other one to watch today, definitely.
Jeff Campbell, the reigning ATM champion, and he has been unbeaten in the ATM series since December 2023. So it's an incredible series so far. Oh, not that many races though, but big races and against fierce competition. There's one more runner that I would like to mention. That's Wai Hei Nhu. I'm not sure if I can pronounce his name correctly, but he won the Nine Dragons 50k last month. What can he do in Lantau, you think?
Wai Hei he's an incredible runner. I think he's very quiet, keeps himself to himself. He just gets on with the running. He lets the running do the talking, basically. And Nine Dragons, it was a bit of a surprise at how fast he was. He did really well. I think today it's a little bit longer than I've seen him run recently. A lot of the times it's 50k and lower. So I know it's only 20k, but it's still going to be a tough race for him, I think. I think he'd be top 5. I say that now, he's probably going to win.
All right, thanks a lot, Steve. You'll be with us the whole day as we go to the checkpoints. Thank you very much for this contribution at first. And let's move on to the starting line. Not very clear where the starting line is, actually. And see if you also can get some more runners. You're from the Philippines, exactly. We have Julie May Marquez, who was second in Mount Kalatungan Ultra. Julie May, is this your first race in Hong Kong?
No, I've been here in Nine Dragons last February.
And you were second in Mount Kalatungan recently. That was a fantastic result. Do you think you can be on podium again today here?
Let's see. I'll try.
All right, good luck. We have also more Grandmasters, exactly, so first star, and here we have Nick also, who was also in the Manjushri Trail in Nepal just 2 weeks ago, and now you're here on Lantau 70. Nick, how have you recovered from the Manjushri Trail, because that was a tough race?
Yeah, it's very tough, especially the stairs, the last 30k, so that portion is very tough for us, so most of the runners got off on the road. So that's why I'm here, because this is my 6th star for first Grandmaster. So hopefully we can finish it in time.
I'm sure you will finish it, Nick. All the best. Good luck to you. Good luck to all the runners from Davao. We need to move to the front. I can see that they moved the posts a little bit, so we're really at the back now of the starting line. Let's see if we can actually get to the front. Quite a lot of Filipinos here, also runners from Brunei, from Malaysia. Many people going for the Grandmaster quest, of course. Lantau 70 is 70 kilometers, so it is a Grandmaster distance. And today is also a very special day in that context, because we have one runner who is very popular in ATM, who is going for his 4th, the golden Grandmaster star, and that is Tomohiro Mitsukoshi. Tomohiro, coming over from Roppongi in Tokyo, he's here, and he will be trying to get his 20th Ultra Trail finish under ATM, and that's the Golden Star. You need to get down these stairs here to get to the front. Here we also see Luis. He's not running today. He's coaching his team from the Gun Running. There's also a relay here, by the way, but most of the runners, though, they are effectively running the 70 kilometers. Okay, we made it to the front. We see there Alex Nering, who's the big challenger to Jeff Campbell. Jeff Campbell should be easy to recognize because he's wearing his traditional Dutch headband. Jeff Campbell is Canadian, just in case. And there we have Tomohiro Mitsukoshi. Just try to zoom in a bit on him. Also Katrina Hamlin there. Tomohiro. Tomohiro, you ready for your 4th star?
Yeah, I'm completely confident to finish Lantau 70K to get the 4-star Grandmaster.
All the best, Tomohiro. Tomohiro Mitsukoshi, on a good day, he can still be top 10 as well, by the way. There we have Jeff Campbell now as well here in the front. If I calculate correctly, we're about 2 minutes away from the start, so I will not get in the way of the runners anymore. We also see some other familiar faces from the Nine Dragons race. Here we also have a Ying. He was 3rd in the Nine Dragons 50-50. We have Dina Bagale from Nepal. He was a finalist last year at the TMBT. Dina Bagale, he also hopes to be part of Team Nepal once again in Vietnam, of course. There we have Jay Delgado, also Grandmaster, aiming for his 2nd star. Not today, I believe. He still has another race to go after this one. He had a DNF, Jay, recently, which hampered his plan. He was hoping to get a 2nd star here this weekend, if I'm not mistaken. There we have Randolph Gonzalez. He faded badly in the Nine Dragons 50K, and here we have Wai Hei. Wai Hei, feeling good this morning?
Yes, good.
Is this your longest trail race so far, 70 kilometers?
Yeah, 70, longest, yes.
Have you been training for it, especially from this distance, or you just see how it goes?
Training maybe 40 to 50 Ks. Training this week is good.
All right, all the best. We have one more other, Fadila Zailani. How are you? Ready for the race here in Lantau?
Yeah, I'm ready for my race. This is gonna be my last race here in Lantau for Asia Trail Grandmaster.
All the best. Yeah. There we have Jeremy Ritchie, race director. We're preparing for the start. And there we see in the tank top from Gone Running here with the blue and green headband, Katrina Hamlin, winner of this race 2 years ago and top favorite also today. Angelica Ballo is probably the main contender, but as I mentioned earlier, she raced an 80 kilometers last weekend in Philippines, so that is, there we have Christian Jurgensen. We also mentioned him already. Christian was 5th in Vietnam Ultramarathon 3 weeks ago, the race where Alex Nering pushed John Ray Onifa all the way to the finish line to score 2nd place in his ATM debut. Alex could be a new protagonist in our series, and this is his 2nd race, so all these runners, Alex, also Christian, Ying here as well, Wai Hei, they can already fulfill the minimum requirements for qualification into the Asia Trail Master Final on 4th of October in Vietnam, the Mukang Chai Ultra Trail. Lantau 70, the last 2 years since it moved to the end of March, has been, I wouldn't say plagued, but characterized by very humid conditions that really made runners like Alessandro Sherpa and also Rashila Tamang suffer a lot from the humidity. But today it's, I think it's still quite humid, but it's cool. It's a temperature quite cold if you're just standing around here. I spent my week in Inner Mongolia in China, where it was anything between -4 and -18, but it feels just as cold here in Lantau for me, and that's of course due to the humidity. We must be just moments from the start. As usual, after the start we'll be heading to several checkpoints to keep you updated on what is happening in the men's and women's races. There we have Angelica Ballo waving at us. She's still wearing a windbreaker, Angeli, so the cold weather is not great for everybody. People seem to forget that sometimes. There's also a lot of runners who are used to hot and humid conditions. John Ellis, I don't know if you can see him there. The 2019 ATM champion is also one of those who will be running his second ATM race of the season, and as a former champion that means he automatically gets his wild card for the finals. We're going a bit further as we are waiting for the start. Then maybe we can catch a few more runners. All right. The countdown has begun. Jeff Campbell, Alex Nering. That's probably the big duel with several outsiders like Waihenio, Christian Jurgensen. Who knows, Ying Ying. Clément Dumont is also here. He is also always quite fast here. Tomohiro going for his fourth Grandmaster star. Here is Waihei. Started a little bit further back. Randolph Gonzalez, trying to do better than Nine Dragons, where he was running in second place for the first half of the race and then just faded towards, I think it was 11th at the finish. So he completely overcooked. And it's great to see so many runners here in Lantau 70. Several hundreds. I think it's the attendance record, especially after the COVID crisis. So I think the move to the end of March has also helped the event. We're going towards the end of the Hong Kong trail season. The Hong Kong trail season typically lasts from October till April, I would say. We also just saw Grandmaster Nick passing by. He is going for his second star. And that's it. We'll be heading towards the second checkpoint, which comes after the toughest part of the race, actually. Exactly, so the first 10-15 kilometers are actually the toughest, according to many people here of the Lantau 70. You need to keep something in the tank because the second part is quite runnable. We'll be keeping you updated as usual on the ATM Facebook and ATM YouTube with highlights also on Instagram. Thank you for watching this live broadcast.